Hi everyone, this is Jen Waine. This is a Star Talk on May 1st, 2017. Happy Beltane. Today is the halfway point between spring equinox and summer solstice. And it's a day where we celebrate abundance and fertility. So happy Beltane to those of you who celebrate. I have 3 pages of notes today. There's a lot that's been going on. I want to backtrack and talk a little bit about what's been going on with Venus retrograde, because there's been a lot of heartbreak, both personally in our collective, my clients, friends, seeing it all over. So thinking that this may be helpful to you to help navigate and heal. I'm a big believer that we can heal through astrology by gaining some perspective and some distance and a little bit of detachment, knowing that we're not alone, knowing that these cycles of energies are coming through. So here we go. Let's head back in time a little bit to January 30th. That's when this began, when Venus entered her retrograde shadow. And right after that, in February, we went into eclipse season. And eclipses are an acceleration, a karmic acceleration, where souls come in that we are meant to dance with. And these are often souls that we've known from previous lives. And so they can feel like home and be very alluring. And we trust them, so we open to them and we learn lessons with them. And this has been a really big learning time for many of us. So eclipses, it's about the arrival and departure of kings and queens. It's new chapters and a lot of karma moving through. Venus then entered her retrograde on March 4th, started moving backwards. And Venus retrograde is a time where people from our past come back, past lovers, people from past lives, old friends. This morning I was delighted to do a chart reading for an old friend who's a Capricorn in North Carolina, who I've done ceremony with over the years. And it was beautiful to do this chart reading, felt like ceremony with her. But I digress, I apologize. Anyway, so people can come back and it can be wonderful gifts. There can be great reconnection. There can also be heart connection, heart reconnection. But it's really important to keep in mind that these reconnections are fated. And it means that there's karma together. They might feel like home. And there's learning to do together, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is going to be your life partner. In fact, Aang Stoic, who is an astrologer who I respect, said that don't confuse a life lesson with a soulmate. So, yeah. So where did Venus move through? She moved through Pisces and Aries and did some back and forth between each of them. Through Pisces, she was learning about loving through fantasy, and through Aries, loving with the warrior edge, the angry feminine. And the next layer to that was all through April, we were dealing with Venus square Saturn. And Venus was asking us to get clear on what we value, what brings us satisfaction and sweetness in relationship, beauty, money, maybe work, whatever is important to you. Definitely self and self-worth. And to ask the question, where and how do I need to love myself more deeply? Meanwhile, Saturn was applying pressure throughout the month of April, asking us to examine in what ways do I need to honor myself in regards to boundaries? And how do I do relationship in a more responsible and mature way? What limits do I, as the authority, need to erect to ultimately experience more mastery? Keeping in mind that both Venus and Saturn are both retrograde. So it's very internal. It's about us. It's about what we need personally. And with Saturn being the authority on the inside, not looking to someone outside of us to dictate. Chiron, the wounded healer, was a part of this triangulation with Venus and Saturn too. So big wounds, old wounds being opened up to heal, bringing forth pain. So many of us are walking forward with a pain body, being aware of that. And Venus in Pisces was asking us to examine, am I living in a fantasy, and what do I need to get real about? And Venus in Aries asking us to examine, what am I going to fight for that I value. The past 2 weeks were the most turbulent of all. April 20th, Pluto stationed to go retrograde, and when a planet stations for 5 days prior, 5 days after, that planet's energy intensifies. And Pluto is like Kali. It's a leveler. It brings intensity, loss, transformation. So around April 20th, something may have shifted drastically in your relationship, your work, something that you care deeply about. And then April 28th, Venus, Saturn, and Chiron started to very slowly break apart. It's going to take some time. Venus moved back into Aries, and most importantly, Mercury and Uranus were in conjunction, meaning close together. What does that mean? It means that you may have received unexpected news, shocking news, big surprise, some type of awakening. And Uranus greatly affects our nervous system, so you may have been, maybe continue to feel agitated. So this is a time for some really deep self-care. So call in self-care as much as you can. So between the Pluto and the Mercury-Uranus, the transformation, the new news coming in, big shifts for a lot of people. So what's coming forward? It's May now, and May brings us to see Venus clearing her shadow May 18th, so a few weeks out. She'll enter new territory at 13 degrees Aries, finally. So if you're still trying to figure stuff out, it's going to take a little bit longer. Mercury goes direct. He's been retrograde on May 3rd. He's retrograde in Taurus. Taurus, again, it's continuing this conversation of what do I value, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Mercury's going to be in his shadow for a few weeks once he comes out on the 3rd. So I would say to wait until mid to late May to get some more clarity. And in the interim, what you can do is you can bring in some self-care in terms of doing something you haven't done before. So I want to share what I did with you yesterday. So I asked for a friend to come over, and we did Qigong in the river. And on the way down to the river on the creek walk, this very majestic tree had fallen, and it was blocking the path that we needed to go down. And it was huge, really hard to get over. And it was either go over it or go under it. And I paused. I was like, I don't know if I can get past this. This is really challenging for me. It was really high up to go over it. And my friend helped me get over it. And then we made our way to the water, and we did this beautiful Qigong session. And for an hour, I got to leave my brain behind and do something really fun that I'd never done before. And we were walking on the trail back, and we come to this tree once again. And I had a totally different relationship with the tree this time, where I was like, oh, I could just walk around it. Easy. And I think it was thanks to that break. And instead of replaying this story over and over and over in my head of what am I going to do next and what do I do with this, there was a big shift. There was a big perspective shift. And going around the tree just seemed really simple, and I was happy, and my friend's like, wow, you're smiling, and it was easy. So sometimes we just have to wait for new pathways to appear, and they do. So I want to leave you with this. Many of us have tender hearts right now, so be gentle with yourself, be gentle with the people around you. Know that you're not alone, and know that I do personal consultations. If you want to unravel some of this in your life, in your chart, I'd be happy to help you with that, or seek out other support. And know that there is more information coming. There is peace and harmony coming back. We are in Taurus time. And, just if you can, enjoy the breeze on your skin. It can be something as simple as that, for just a moment, for just a breath. And I know it's hard, and I know there's a lot going on right now. If you would like to connect with me in practice, there are a few opportunities coming up. So Saturday, May 6th, I'll be teaching a partner yoga astrology class in honor of Mother's Day. That's May 6th. And on June 21st, I'll be doing a summer solstice workshop, also at A Place to Breathe. Both of those are located same place in Ivy, Virginia, right outside Charlottesville. And then if you want to do a festival, come out to Shensara, which is July 22nd. I will be doing a star talk and water ceremony. So if you want to go more deeply into the stars, and if you want to get in the water and do some ritual, beautiful, beautiful possibility to do that. I'll put more information up about all of these in the comment section. So I wish you well. Happy Beltane, sending love to your heart. And there are gifts, there is learning. It can be really challenging. So we're all just doing the best we can, and we're all just walking each other home. So I'm going to sign off saying in Lakesh, which means I am another you. Thank you. Blessings.